One time. It was like I was at a
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. You get these whole chef things that roll over you, like, yeah, I'm the chef. Let me.
like I see why.
Yeah, yeah, Gordon Ramsay's always tripping.
I actually saw him laugh for the um
Uh,
caught him laughing.
yeah, yeah, you even know. But that's how you always get guys like that back. Which was the other one I was watching? Not Iron Chef, the other one. Yeah. No, there was another show that Charisma was watching. Not Iron Chef. There's another one. Not Iron Chef. Master Chef or something like that. Maybe Master Chef. He said he was watching. He said he was watching a blind lady. Who was doing like she was one of the cooks. They had to keep handing her stuff. I wanted to watch that one. 'Cause I like to see crazy things like that, like blind people cook. I used to like watch.
How did it go?
I guess she was doing all right. I guess she cooks at home all the time. That's where they let her on the show. Yeah, yeah. Is it all probably in there, and probably on a whole nother level of smelling too. Probably in there like kind of like Daredevil. Yeah, but she probably had it. They did.
Doesn't make
I'm gonna have to. I have to see it. I remember watching The Flash. I don't think I saw Daredevil. Saw The Flash. Oh, it's
a
old.
couple of yeah, it's really
Yeah, I used to watch The Flash. I used to watch Green Arrow, but he was too big. He was trying to be Batman too much. It seemed like to me. Green Arrow. He's like, I'm Batman. I'm the rich playboy who's now the superhero who's dark. Oh, you're cutting it out. Hold on.
oh my bad. Daughter walked still breaking up.
No, you're good now.
Scientist.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know he like 75 years.
yeah,
Like he was asking them questions on alien technology and everything. Rest in this scientific because he's one that's ran, and then when he broke the car and everything, he's gonna need like, evidence
yeah,
solely on the field. Government agents.
yeah, yeah. Oh, a lot of what they do is I notice what he always does too is he always stays kind of on like, yeah, the potential is very high, but Yeah, we don't have any actual evidence of our own. Yeah, but I
Scientists,
like. Yeah, he's actually even more of a. He holds more to the scientist than even what's his name? The other guy. Yeah, Neil deGrasse. Yeah, yeah. Neil deGrasse becomes a little bit more of an entertainer sometimes than even he does.
I swear it's
But
like Neil.
it's because he's smoking weed. Yeah,
Yeah, his eyes look
he-
out.
yeah. That's that. I just took a couple of hits off my vape pen. Let me talk to you for about 5 hours.
What would you say?
Oh yeah. Michiyaka was on that. What's that? He was on the stage with all those other scientists at one time, and they were explaining about how the different effects of the universe. But the way that he's always doing it is he stays on like the side where he doesn't want to say like how the consciousness, the energy that underlines into the universe is like all that these quantum effects are. But he's gone into parts where he was talking about how I think it was like it's like a part of the puzzle that they don't really talk about too much in certain sciences. But it's one of the well, how I always see it is one of the major parts because the mind is always perceiving these what we call the data anyway. So the mind is always giving us this layer of this data. So you're always in this fishbowl of understanding, and
Like that.
yeah,
A lot of things, even in living
yeah,
out sharp. Shatner,
yeah, William Shatner, yeah.
and he was he's him and
Hold on, looks like you're digital.
I say that they
Hold on a second. Yeah, yeah. Michio is he's always one. I always like. Well, there's a certain set of those guys that I've always liked. They're always the guys that have the Einstein here.
have the oh yeah, they do. White it out, puffed up,
Yeah, it's
some kind of
fluffy. Yeah, it's like that's how you tune into that connection. It's that Einstein connection. It's all in the semi-wild.
what I was bringing up before, talking about living on in the afterlife and
Oh
how
yeah,
William Shatner was questioned of after Rogan was
yeah,
the way that he will this with no AI algorithm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But they've already done that system too. I think it was this lady who had it done to this other lady. It's like this black. It's like a black robot female head, and it supposedly has um all of her basic memories put into a certain algorithm base that if you ask it a question, it's supposed to be exactly what she would answer. And but they use that robot. They don't even need the robot though, because the robot is just another part. There's a whole other computer system and algorithm controlling that robot, head. But a lot of this is still in just that system.
But what if
You know.
somebody in a just
Well, yeah. Well, though, like those, like dog, like that thing that Boston Dynamics designed. Yeah, you could put higher, like something that's like using like maybe like 5G to kind of like always connect to a network, so it can kind of have like this, basically what we would use Surrey, but a really smart one. Yeah, it can kind of be like your smart dog that's always with you. Like, oh, you want to watch this movie? It could like project movies on your wall. I'd say that was one of the things I was saying. Like the kids in the future, a lot of the technology that we have, depending on how it's developed and put out, they're gonna have things that people haven't even really thought about the potentials of. And a lot of what we use to today, a lot of like our entertainment through different sources, even like where you just sit in your house and you can actually play real baseball with other people and feel it on like this bat or whatever in your VR, just by certain pressure systems and things like that.
level 1,000.
Yeah, but think about like a room. Remember that sino levitation? Think about a room that you go in and you stand in that room, right? And it lifts you up through that sino levitation and you're moving around in this virtual 3D space, and it's kind of keeping you always away from the walls but always keeping you feeling like you're moving around in some type of physical environment. Yeah.
Wrapping your
There's a lot of
under gravity.
yeah. And yeah, that vibrational field. And after a while, the technology will gain into levels that other people always think would be magic. So you have
Now,
like these.
now the field about human.
Yeah,
I ain't putting that big thing.
yeah, yeah. That's the other thing. Like you could be in a room where it's always tracking where your eyes are, and it's always basically using some type of laser projector. So no matter where you're looking in your room, it's always projecting this thing into your eyes. So that's what you're seeing. You're always seeing just that, and other people around you may not be seeing it because they're not on that, but it may be projecting to a whole nother environment.
Straight through.
Yeah, because there was like this head goggles that they were building that actually use like projector technology to project the image right into your eyes without projecting it onto a screen first. And it was actually higher fidelity in the way that your eyes were seeing the image. So you never know when these different technologies will be integrated into something else.
Yeah, because the light is like bending.
Yeah, yeah. And the FOV, the field of view on a lot of these systems is higher than the other ones that have like these sets field of views that are usually a little bit bigger than your normal field of view, at least your focused field of view. But your periphery will end up in the darkness usually.
Then what you
But have you ever seen that thing too that they may even like go past that where somebody may end up with like these things that you put on the back of your head and it's like pushing the image through electromagnetic like pulses into your actual visual cortex.
hey, that was the other thing I was gonna talk to the brain. How the brain how
Yeah.
it can be translating brain, so it's a whole nother language. So into it. That's gonna be
Yeah.
straight up reality. Like you're gonna be translating everything you
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Right now, Neuralink and all these things right now, we have the read. We can get in there and we can read a lot of these signals, and through the different algorithms that we're running them through, we're starting to be able to figure out what's what. Oh, that's trying to move the arm right now. This is what's happening. Okay, this signals is when they're looking at what something that's kind of round. We're getting these type of image signals, but after they get enough read, then they can try to write back in. Oh, and a lot of the ways, yeah, they've already have that. It's like a thing they use it for depression and certain types of PTSD, but it's like a helmet or one was a helmet, but one is like this wand like thing that is placed on the side of your head, and it can kind of make you feel like a certain type of euphoria, and it triggers a dopamine or something affecting your body and everything. It's some people. The God helmet was one of the things that they were talking about. They like because certain people would feel the presence of some type of divine thing around them.
Yeah, they said that they found the way to activate it, so they were wondering if God was man-made.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Since they were able to activate something.
yeah. God was a sensational thing. Yeah, a physical sensation. Yeah, through some kind of genetic evolution.
1990.
Yeah, I don't remember when I saw. Might have been History Channel, National Geographic.
Yo, that's the beginning of that movie. Like
Yeah,
the machine they put him in, unlocked all.
but yeah, have you ever seen that show? What is it? Travelers.
This were they able to like? I'm thinking of.
This AI in the future sends back these people into people who are just about to die, and they kind of wipe that person's mind, and they put this new consciousness inside their body, and um, they're like supposed to be trying to save the future because something happened in the future. Why this AI decided to do this, and oh yeah, there's these certain guys that are like they're guys who's supposed to know a whole lot of their information. For them to get this information, they go to this like thing and they look at this screen and this bunch of these symbols all over the place. And by them looking at these symbols, it downloads actual memories into their brain. Just the way that they figured out how to kind of make like a neuronic code
Yo, I
that
think that's
gives
what the
memory.
hieroglyphs are. Cause
Yeah,
like you're able to like look at the sigils and the patterns
yeah,
and
I think it's all-
dive into it. Yeah.
yeah. That's how our brain is trying to do on a basis. Like if I say something to you, you're taking the patterns that I'm saying, and then you're going, "Oh, this is what it means" in your brain, and your brain is kind of doing that usually without you kind of
Yeah.
it kind of gives it to you. And then the same thing when I just say
puzzle.
red. Yeah, it's like, but if you could come up with a certain way of kind of being able to kind of, if I could say something to you and actually give you a physical memory of mine through like how a computer can transfer actual data memory because the systems are so similar that they can process this information. And that is actually possible, but we'd actually have to use probably an external device right now. But or get to the state where like they had those monks in the past. They said they'd be able to place their hand upon people's head and give them dharma, a
Yeah.
certain type of wisdom. Well, these abilities, I think, get corrupted because then you have guys like these guys that are like, "Oh, I'm gonna heal you," and then they slap you in the forehead.
I grew up in church where they. I was just showing somebody a video of that last night. I said, "Yo, this was my church that I grew up in." It was somebody
Yeah,
pushing somebody, and everybody was clapping like, "Yeah, holy, holy!" I was like, "He just fell." Like, yo,
yeah,
old man, check his knee.
yeah. You just knocked out the whole woman, man. I saw that. You palm thrusted that woman right in the forehead.
But it's been times where I was on acid. It hurts in my.
Yeah.
out really.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, the power and the ability is there, but then you got people who go, "Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the show, put it on the show," and then
It
they
makes for a
forget
good
about the
show.
kid. Yeah, the kid who's actually in the back who's like, I can actually do the healing, but nobody really wants to listen
I don't got
to
they don't got the suit and tie on
Yeah,
or the cape.
or the Jesus palm slap.
Yo,
Jesus.
you ever see the video somebody edited and they put Tekken on and he
Yeah,
was
so
going
that's
down the
basically
line of
what it
like
is.
20 people and they all fell out. He's like, Duke, Duke,
Hadouken, Hadouken. That's what he's doing. Tiger, Tiger. Like, actually, I've seen some Sonic Boom where they do two hands and they grab the person by both sides of their head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Boom. That
You
guy's
had to
like,
really
oh
put
man.
the spark on it. Oh, you.
That's what happened. It's also like the serpent thing. So because you have like these certain groups, they learn to deal with the snakes, and they're like yeah, even like Shiva, he has the snake like around his neck and stuff like that. And these guys who train the cobra, and then you have these other guys who are like, yeah, we got to deal with the serpents too. If it bites you, then you got problems. If it don't bite you, then God loves it.
That's what they said too. I used to watch.
Yeah, it's a taboo. Taboo, yeah. That sure used to be good. I like taboo.
Yeah, Taboo was awesome. They don't have.
That they don't.
Oh, I was asking if they did.
I don't know. They might.
Discovery Channel and Animal Planet, like after
Yeah.
they started catering.
Yeah.
Yeah, even History Channel too.
The history.
Yeah, you had to watch the other one. There was like the new Discovery was Discovery Science or something like that. And that was the one
And
that.
H2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We came up with another History Channel for actual history. The old
So
History Channel
H2
we're
was
now
like
just going to tell stories.
the
We're just going to
alien.
tell stories.
They had the aliens on H2.
It was like the conspiracy history and then history.
Yeah.
And they had Discovery.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah. Well, that's what I had. Satellite. That's how I know about it.
I had National Geographic, okay.
Yeah, Net Geo was good too for a while. They still do the magazine. I saw a magazine in the store.
I used to go. Buddy of mine.
Yeah, we used
Still
to have a
used.
bunch of them. Yeah, stacked up a bunch of them. Yeah.
Seen people making tables.
Oh,
Yeah.
snaps.
Yeah, I've seen people epoxy everything now though.
I seen a TikTok where that was some. Give me something, I'm gonna make it and put it in there.
Yeah, yeah, the guy who puts ice in epoxy, everything.
I know, like,
Yeah. Well, he got it to be ice for a while in there. I guess it didn't melt.
oh yeah, the water is less. I'm trying to say less matter, but I know it's
Yeah. Oh yeah, density.
density.
Well, yeah. Also, the space. Yeah, when water freezes, yeah, it gains volume, not mass. Mass
Yeah,
is
that's what it is. Oh yeah.
yeah, the mass is locked to its
I
molecule.
forgot. Liquid measurements is different.
Ain't changing.
I know. And it's worse when you have to do like a nursing school for medication. It's like, what the fuck?
Making a new medication.
Listen, 5 grams is 5 grams. It don't matter what half is which. Not play.
Buddy.
I mean, these men put them in outer space, all right.
Oh, he's in a.
Right? Either way, they won't be here.
What you call it? These old people medicines, they usually don't do what a lot of people think. They usually don't kill them. They usually they're tripping out, or even worse, they get like extreme diarrhea or something like that.
Aw.
Oh, you done gave me too much of the laxative. Oh no.
It's even funnier though. Like,
Eat
well,
this
it's
bubble.
not funny. Sometimes it could be funny, but like if they forgot they took the medication or forgot they went to the bathroom, so they're stuck in a loop.
Yeah. He's like,
That's disgusting.
Yeah, he's like, the bathroom looks nasty. Come on. Get out of that bathroom, look. But did I go? Did I go? I want to know. Did I go?
No, I had one client. She was very insistent that she didn't go, and I'm like, okay?"
But I
She did.
understand how that is. That's how it is on when you're on mushrooms sometimes. Like, man, I don't need to go to the bathroom, but I'm going to distract myself with going to the bathroom right now.
And it's funny too. I did I that's the thing that happened on and how people autism. They be making it
Yeah,
pop up on my like, why do I guess it's how people
yeah. But,
but somebody was
the
saying how real quick, yeah, my autistic brain forgets the bathroom all
Yeah.
the time. I was like, hey, that's patient.
yeah, what I was saying with telling people though is everybody, if they go by how they've actually figured out how autism is, everybody's autistic
Yeah.
on the spectrum, and they kind of can flow into certain levels of high autistic, like
High functioning.
yeah, high functioning to low functioning, like just throughout their day. Like if you go to somebody like when they're like doing some kind of weird task and you like watch them, they're usually in certain states that autistic people get stuck into.
Yeah, because you're in the same level.
Yeah.
You
The
know.
difference usually is your ability to flow in and out of these.
Yeah, that's the ability. I was just during my life I everything
Yeah.
for the craft,
Yeah.
but my abilities move on. But now I'm like trying to correlate things as I grow.
Yeah. Well, what you do, you're like taking all these pieces of these like and merging it into this whole new time. You know.
Taking my
Yeah.
time.
Tying your time.
It's like when you're always trying. You never know what one of these things because a lot of these things you're trying to figure out patterns that other people have already used. Then you're going to try to merge these patterns with multiple patterns, and then some things that other people haven't even perceived it. And
I'm
that's
just honoring this.
yeah. It's
I
like
think under the line when they standing on.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm rolling. I'm rolling some incense right now.
Rolling some frankincense in.
Rolling
Yeah.
that in sense.
Make my inner ends
Yes. Your incense.
Other people be. You can burn some incense, or you can burn some outcense.
There's a little bit of both in here.
You got that sensimilia, huh?
You're an idiot. Yes. Sensi.
Oh,
That's funny how they
I found
call
that
it.
sage bundle. I needed to burn it the other day. But the first time I did Salvia divinorum, it told me that sage is okay, but the sage that people really want to be burning to is salvia. You want to take salvia and do that sage burning around people because all it takes is a sniff of salvia to kind of give them that energy and that altered mind state, and that's what they're doing with that sage bundle.
I
Supposed to
was
take
just
the
looking at my
salvia.
sage bundle as soon as you were talking about it. I was like, where's that?
You got to get a salvia divinorum sage bundle.
What?
I'm
I was
telling you.
looking at the different.
Yeah. I think they use white sage. Yeah, most people bundle white sage.
Yeah. Or for cleansing or whatever.
Yeah. For cleansing, it's usually white sage, I think. You can get sage oil, but it's hard to just do. You can have if you have an oil burner, you can use an oil burner, but you can also make like a sprit. Sage is actually calming to the mind, also to other energies around you.
Yeah. That's why they use it for cleansing
Yeah.
rituals.
Yeah, it'll calm down any spirits that are already on you. Spirits don't just go away because you got some good perfume.
So
It
they
just
were right about the garlic, huh?
it just calm down. Yeah, vampires don't leave because vampires just start to taste you slowly when you got garlic. They're like, she's spiced. I like this. Hunger.
I was wondering, Christian
yeah,
garlic.
remember that? Yeah, what was that? Like, he pulled out the cross and he goes, "Oh, I'm not a Christian vampire.
Yeah, I think I seen
You
that.
know, I'm not
Where he still
Catholic.
got it.
I'm not a Catholic."
I don't remember that.
I think it's one of the Mel Brooks things. Either, either Mel Brooks or Gene. What's his name?
Either Simmons or Wilder, but either way.
Yeah.
Hello, Chip. Chippy.
What's going on? Hold on, take a meeting.
Shelling. Rolling. Rolling. What you doing?
Hey, you know what I found?
Nothing.
Hey, Chip.
What's happening?
What
I
were you
was
saying you
now I was wanted. Oh, you said yeah. Test, test. All
pass?
right. I found this. Where's it at? I'm gonna play somebody pouring blue flame coming out of a volcano.
Oh shit. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my goodness, Theo, where are you?
Sulfur burns. Because of
Like
this,
sulfur.
the sulfur creates a lava-like flame that has an electric blue color. Now, I might have called this lava before, but don't get me wrong. Again, this is
Either
nothing but a
sulfur or
sulfuric flame that appears like lava. Most of these
potassium.
fires have been seen on Indonesia's Kawah.
Certain carbons too. I mean, copper.
Yeah, copper burns blue. A little bit of lithium in there.
That's very blue though. That's pretty. Have you ever seen those rivers
Yeah, that just
or lakes that are filled with chemicals, but they're deadly, but they're extremely pretty. They're like rainbows.
deadly.
The
Mm-mm.
chemicals.
Too high in minerals. Yeah.
That is so-
You know, our world, if it was just a little bit different or just a little bit older, we'd be running across sulfur pits and weird things all the time.
Oh, I think we've got enough weird.
Like when the Earth was forming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine what was love back. Like what was?
Everything.
Every-
The Mushroom King.
so this
I wonder if giants is a process in some type of terraforming thing, where it's like a first stage terraform thing is to make extremely big animals that are actually gonna drop a whole bunch of carbon, you know, deposits into the ground that will actually be, really useful for new life to be grown out of it.
that reminds me of the show. In the, like of
Oh yeah, yeah. Steven Universe is good.
this.
I used to like that show. Their whole world was those gems. They were all kind of crazy though. After it looked wild, they didn't look like they started. No, yeah, it looked like they'd always been that way. But then certain ones of them started to evolve when they started meeting other races. I think that pink one who was Steven's mother started changing when she met his father. Even though his father was not really like some kind of great role model for mankind.
Probably a rock star.
Yeah, she was just
Fell
like,
in love
yeah.
with a gym. Makes sense though.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier with the aliens that come here. Everybody's like, oh, they're gonna have all the science for us. They're gonna tell us how to heal this, and they're gonna have all this, or they're gonna be probing everybody or trying to eat everybody, and the aliens are gonna be looking at them like, what are you talking about? All we came here to do is dance. We heard your music and it's good stuff. We like
Trying to
we
chill.
want to dance.
I'm not trying to do all that. I mean,
We
even
can,
humans are trying to do all that.
we can do some healing if that's what she's up for, but we really came to dance. We thought y'all were throwing a party. We just heard Tupac, maybe like 50 light years.
Slow mo though.
It was vacuum cleaner thing turned on. It's one of those things when you walk by it, the light senses you. Yeah. We saw Tupac out there. We listening to Biggie, maybe 20 light years out. It was good stuff. We came down. It's like Paul. Remember Paul? That movie Paul? Yeah.
Yep.
He was like, we started all basically your social media things, all this stuff. Came from his idea. Didn't he also have that thing where he wanted to eat cats too, like Alf?
You know what? I don't remember that part.
There's a thing where, yeah, they say aliens or have this thing about trying to eat cats. Alf was one of them. They used to, actually, my brother liked that show. I used to watch that one with him and Mork and Mindy. Nanu, Mr. Man. What's his name? Robin Williams. Other good actor. He was tripping. Yeah, really good person, nice person. A lot of people who have those really good hearts like that, that's why they usually get really stressed out by like situations they see around them. They can see the potential. They can go beyond it.
Do you ever see it go that way? Still exist. Looking out like a
Yeah.
I could do something.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They think they should be able to do more of something. Like Jim Carrey was talking about that too one time. He should be able to do more of something. He thought, I think it was when his fiance or his girlfriend passed away at that time. It kind of put him in a whole nother mindset of looking deeper.
That's what happened. I was in.
Yeah.
Started thinking. I ain't really know. It didn't really make sense because I was like, what am but
The way they teach people though is they make them forget that all it takes is that one person many times to give that new idea to basically cascade a whole domino effect upon everything. That well, my experience was kind of showing me that just a couple days ago. Yeah, each time you do something, you alter a part of this existence. And it's not just how you perceive existence either, it's how everyone will perceive that existence. So that ripple will ripple out.
God cares.
Yeah. But you know how sometimes you think you're the hero always, but sometimes you're the in your story. If when you're your hero and you're playing your role right, you can also be like the guy who's that wizard in the cave who gives Zelda the sword to go on his mission. You know the one that the other guy has to join with to kind of do something else. You become another part. Another part of the bigger story, even if it's just like to say hello to somebody can change somebody else's day. It can alter the whole. Not even just the hello or wink, and it can go both ways too. You can kind of give people the aggression that they can take with them throughout their entire day, and I think that happens to people a lot, especially in the morning, rustle and bustle of getting to places.
Yep, you interact and you cross contaminate
Yeah.
all those. But like you said, even a look, because you live in a world of thought, speech, and action. So before the speech and the action, you have the thought. So
Yeah.
you looking at someone, or even like you look at kids, and they don't understand why you had that look.
Yeah.
So
Or they understand on another level, like, oh, that's the look that.
and then you go about your day. Somebody looks at you, and you gotta take that aggression out.
Oh, I learned something with the cats today when I was catching that one. I had my hand there still, and the cat was like, "I ain't coming over to you," and it was doing that. So what I did was I did my hand like in a swaying back and forth motion that was like rhythmic, and it starts watching my hand, then it stops the hissing, and it's like just watching, it's watching, then it tries to come over because I guess it's trying to realize what's the rhythmic thing. And when it turned around after I stopped and just kind of being still because I didn't want her to do the dash, so I kind of was being real still. And when she turned around, I was able to grab her, but it completely had calmed her brain down in a way that was the mood shifted.
But you know that's what the snake charmers do, right?
Yeah, that's what actually it was reminding me of when I was doing it. It's
Snakes
like, look
can't
at this
hear
snake
music.
garbage.
So. I'm sorry?
I like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they hired them.
Certain cat.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, there's certain rhythmic patterns that can kind of pull people in. No, not people, but and what we call that pattern of intelligence.
Cycles, patterns.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, cycles are rhythms too.
Yeah. Run the cycles. Yeah.
I think
I'm
they're getting
hoping that actually. Yeah. I'm wondering what when all the graphics processors and stuff are gonna come back down in price, because when it does, I was gonna try to make a good system for graphic design for this little stairs. Yeah. 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 A lot of these mining places too, I've noticed, are trying to get into certain GPU. Like you can use them as your but I just haven't used any of them yet. I was using the Google one for a while for a certain type of AI processing.
I do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Google Colab.
I'm gonna invite y'all to the server from have
Oh.
funny.
Oh. The AI visual the AI art
Yeah, I
yeah.
forget the exact name for this. Oh, it's called this.
Yeah. I've had some weird ones myself. I like my mushroom entanglements. You got to learn to actually speak to the AI in a way that it it thinks. Because if you
Yeah.
just say like you would say to somebody else, it's not going to really give you what you want. You got to learn to kind of it's you're
Oh,
learning to
somebody
talk to
said
it.
I wrote Trump. Oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of them now too. The way that they search the actual internet, they're on keywords and then pictures from these keywords.
Did one myself. There it is. Have to go.
Trying to get to this.
I like it.
That's actually very nice. I like it. It's kind of like how it's kind of like how it starts off, kind of like how the city in the background is like the city now, but they decided that they're going to start building with this mushroom technology in there.
Hey, you see? Literally.
You're doing the video.
Rainbow. What you say?
Yeah, you're doing the one that does the whole multiple frames. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just added normal where it makes it like
Oh. Yeah. I'm waiting for them to actually have where it's like in the VR goggle, and you can like VR dream, AI dreaming, where say you focus on something, and then that will actually the thing that it will try to make into something more. It'll focus on that image and make that into more and more and more and more until you look into something else, and then it'll make that into something more and more and more and more, and keep evolving and kind of fractalizing into more and more images pulling through. And maybe even maybe even using songs or something like that to kind of make up worlds too to the songs that you're playing.
oh, that's what inspired me to that's what let me somebody
Mm.
get this rendering.
Yeah, yeah. Think of like an AI, like that can make like your music video for you once you made like a song.
Oh man, I was coming across on Google. I one of them was
Yeah.
sketch sketch anime.
Also, if they could be synced to your algorithm of how the computers or like how Google is tracking what you like normally and what it would recommend for you normally, instead of trying to go on everybody else's stuff, it could become more personal to each individual.
This there.
Yeah.
Hey, look at oh, That's the next step.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
build up that machine. Make it happen. How we feel.
Well, it was still part of the pattern to build up something else that they're going to want to probably integrate into something in another existence. They're like, yeah, we're working on this thing. It doesn't actually. It's like I was seeing the sand on the plate in this one experience. They were showing how all of existence is like everyone's on like this dimensional plate, and they're all like the individual sand. Each sand is able to kind of move and do what it's doing individually. But if you zoom out and kind of look back, it's like they're all moving in this bigger pattern in this certain display that they're all kind of, as long as they're, I think it's kind of like how the age or the vibration of that time or space at that positioning it was showing me, that they were all being put into like a certain, what looked like a three-dimensional yantra type thing, mandala. Yeah.
But like that as above.
And on each grain of sand, there's a beach. That is another beach. Like, it keeps going on for infinitum. You keep zooming into the grain of sand that you keep finding on the beach in the grain of sand. Yeah.
Like,
It's like,
hey.
Horton here's a who.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a puff flower.
I was thinking about something that I was thinking it probably
Yeah.
wasn't the
Yeah. But I think Dr. Seuss um is high up there.
That's early.
Um let's see. Yeah. Maybe other cartoons too. But yeah, Dr. Seuss is one of the. I'm trying to think of another book, cartoon book, but I can't really even think of one.
I was thinking of Weird Wild.
Yeah, I never read that book. Oh yeah, there was this poem book with a whole bunch of these different little kid poems that I used to like the one that's Saturday, where it's like, oh, oh, I can't go to school today. I'm sick. I have the measles, the mumps, the this, the sniffly nose, and my knee hurts from my like ankle to my toes, and it goes through all this stuff, and then it goes, oh, it's Saturday. Oh, I guess I'll go out and play.
I remember that.
Yeah, those little kid poems are crazy.
Earlier I was oh, about the early, but it really was a big. But he left me, and I remember
Oh yeah.
watching it, watching it,
Mm-hmm.
and
He was
the
like, "Hey,
alien episode.
I just want you to remember, You need to watch these Simpsons.
Exactly. That's how I seen. That was his moment.
Yeah. The Simpsons. Yeah, I used to love that. The Simpsons, Futurama, they make good stuff. What was it after Futurama? What did they make after Futurama? Oh, the one that's on Netflix. That's the one I was watching last.
Oh,
Yeah. But the girl and it's the girl, the demon, and the elf.
I married.
Yeah. It's kind of strange.
Enchanted?
Yeah.
Disenchanted.
Disenchanted, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Her
a
mom.
Netflix type of
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah. Netflix cartoons, yeah. They have this kind of wild, crazy, a little adult humor to it, yeah.
Like
Yeah. Well, yeah, they come from that same writers, I think that, and at least the artist, maybe some of the same voices. I've noticed I hear that a lot now in a lot of the cartoons. It's like, oh, that's that guy who's the guy in the wheelchair on Family Guy.
I was just watching. Got hired. And he's like, "Oh, you're a girl," and I was laughing. I was like, "Bart Simpson, buy a girl."
Hey, girl, yeah.
But then the girl wound up.
hmm It's like Peter Pan. Peter Pan used to be played by a girl. Yeah, a lot of the old Peter Pan on stage was a female. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, they were always trying to keep their voices a certain way. Oh, a lot of those Japanese girls that hold their, you know, voice with that really, really, really high pitch, they don't really speak like that in real life. They always, it's like a character that they say that they play in social. It's like how Japan's like society is. They keep it like this baby doll type thing that they display.
They all support it too.
Yeah, it's all cultural. Yeah, but have you ever watched those like old kung fu movies? A lot of the times the hero would be a female, like dressed it like being the guy as the role of the hero.
I
Yeah. Oh, I used to watch a whole bunch of them. I used to watch them in like anime. Get a bunch of It was this one place where I used to be able to get videos. Really, it's like you get five to 5 to 10 maybe movies for real cheap for rental. Remember when they were renting movies? Yeah, yeah. It was like I think it was like one of those, but it wasn't even like a name brand one. I don't think because he used to have like videos and stuff. He also had that porn section in the back. Yeah, remember when?
covered up
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. You kids can't go back there. Those is adult.
It was this store called FYE.
Yeah. They, they still have those in certain places, but they're usually just adult stores now. Adult videos, adult magazines. They have one over there by the flea market. Yeah, COVID got rid of a lot of those. There was actually COVID got rid of the comic book store too. There was a comic book store over here. I believe they should. You would think that the comic books would have picked up more during the whole movie display, but I guess not as many people are still into comics. I used to like buying manga because they were thicker. I used to steal comics and manga, but manga,
I used to do that.
yeah. Well, it was like the library, I just didn't bring these books back. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Sometimes you'd stay in there and you'd read the whole, because sometimes I'd read the whole series, like certain manga series in there, and they get like the new one in. I'd come back, I'd read the whole thing, but then sometimes I'd be like, "Oh, these are nice here. I'm gonna take this one home."
I was a
Yeah. Well, yeah.
wait
Then
for
when
the
it came online, yeah, it changed everything. Yeah, when it
I
came
read as
online.
soon as it came out Japanese. All right, couple days they exactly.
Yeah, it changed everything. What was that e-reader? I had this e-reader one. I'd keep downloading these PDFs from this one site that would have all the new manga drops. But yeah, like you said, certain ones didn't have translation. You'd have to wait a little bit longer. Also, what was it? You'd get the Dragon Ball Z episodes before everybody else would see them. Everybody else would still be watching, him about to fight Frieza over and over again. Remember when they did that on like Adult Swim? He was about to fight Frieza for 3 years.
Uh, uh, my cousin neighbor mother
Yeah, they used to have a bunch of those tapes. Yeah, even GT, where Goku became a kid again.
right there.
Yeah, yeah. We marvel in that one. Yeah, that's a that's the most
Which
that's the DB. Yeah. Pan, yeah, we're getting rid of her. We're getting rid of this one. Yeah, oh yeah, all these people. Yeah.
and then make
Back
a
to the
they
in
just start
Japan,
making
Japan's weird though. They'll do things like that in Japan. Like, oh yes, we're going to change the story, everyone. Yes, nobody get upset. It's gonna be okay. Or the time when they turned down they didn't turn down. They shut down all the businesses because Dragon Quest was coming out. Dragon Quest 7 or one of those games was coming out. So they shut it all down because everybody was going to buy the game anyway and not come to work. Japan is strange like that. Yeah, don't even worry. Yeah, tomorrow's the whole video game holiday. Yeah, you don't need to come to work. Don't come to school either. Yeah, we're not even doing school anymore.
they on something else.
Yeah,
Other substances.
and Korea's pretty hype with their because it's like a big part of the gaming over there now is e-gaming competition, not
And
just
when
like
you
Street Fighter.
look at it like we their culture something. Yes,
Yeah,
Jeopardy.
yeah, they came up with a lot of that, and
That's
they had
why in
so many more
America,
games.
I was
Have
saying
you
that's why.
ever looked at like import game selection? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I always wanted it growing up. I could play types of.
yeah. There's so many more RPGs out there. Yeah, that's why I always wanted something that could translate. Or I was gonna. I tried learning some Japanese that for a while, so I could read some of it and understand some of it. But then I kind of pulled back because I think it was other things I started learning too. There was Chinese things I needed to learn, and then there was certain Thai things I needed to learn. Which Thai people are always saying crap for some reason. The cop, it's not actually saying crap, but it's like it sounds like it. Sunday cop. Yeah, yeah. I was looking for like a good program. They were always talking about Rosetta Stone, but it was always so expensive. Yeah, now you got YouTube though. You can probably learn as much as I learned at that time in probably a couple months. Yeah, but I would find a book. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They kept doing that. Then they got like really crazy, and they were rating everything. Yeah, it's gonna make your kids bad.
That's
My parents, well, even when they still tried to push their verses, I remember like Japanese RPGs were always having, oh, these RPGs are the American RPGs are just as good. You should play Arrowhead or whatever the game is. Whatchamacallit Scrolls. Elder Scrolls.
I heard a lot.
Well, they were okay, but they were just a different type of game. It was like they were always trying to compete instead of just trying to be themselves. It was like we were talking earlier, trying to debunk instead of just being you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Get in there, just have fun. Yeah, and some of those games did actually bring in a new flavor because the way they did open world was a little bit different than the way Japanese games did open world. The way that some games you could deal with random attacks, where you just be walking around on the stage and they just come out of nowhere. And then other games where it's like, no, that's crazy. I can't be dealing with this all the time. And I like art. Yeah, yeah. You got to choose from a menu. Yeah, real time fighting. I used to like the like Zelda for that real time fighting. But then there's games like Final Fantasy. I used to love actually the way that they set up that attack system. Go through my menus, pick my special attacks, my special magics, and playing how I'm gonna beat these guys, and then learn their weaknesses and be able to beat them all really easy. Yeah,
A lot of Pokemon.
yeah, yeah. Game Boy did real good at taking it to the streets. You could then sit around and just play outside. Oh, oh, okay. At Okay, I got a Nintendo, SNES, Super Nintendo. Should still be out there. The N64. Still have my Zelda game for most of them. I'm not sure I have my Zelda for my Nintendo anymore. I used to keep a Zelda game. That used to be the only game I'd keep. Is Zelda. I think I. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes even more. Like
The lettering is right.
Yeah. Zelda. Majora's Mask. I have I just actually got in. Well, I ain't get it. My mom got it off of some kind of lot. You know, it was in a lot of whole stuff that she bought. But it was like another Nintendo Wii. I was gonna modify it, put some games on there. Maybe when I finally beat Skyward Sword. I never beat that game.
I never did it. That's one of the only Zeldas I all the way through.
Yeah,
I
Skyward
played.
Sword. Yeah, that one I like that one. Wind Waker. Yeah.
I got like 5.
Yeah. 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 It's actually a pretty good game playing. But you know what screwed it up? It had that thing where it stay online all the time, and if it stays online, it messes up the graphics card. I mean the graphics, chip, and then it starts to pixelate. And I was playing Wind Waker, and I'm like, what is happened to half of the screen? It's like I thought something was in the game. I thought it was like the bad guy was corrupting the screen type thing. And I'm like, but this is like crazy. After a while, it got really bad, and I'm like, oh, I went and checked online, and it was like, yeah, if you had your online thing on your game system for too long, then it's starting to start corrupting your screen. The graphics card, as soon as it heats up, is going to start to do this pixelation thing. I thought it was like Ganon doing something to me. Damn you, Ganon!
Developer.
But you remember what was it, Metal Gear? Remember when you're playing Metal Gear, like they tell you your controller's not working, the screen doesn't work, video screen 2, you're on the wrong channel, and they start messing with you.
You had to put the controller into the.
Yeah, it's actually
No, Metal Gear was on point. That one you ever play?
Yeah, Splinter Cell was good too. You know, my problem with Splinter Cell was I decided that I was gonna knock out everybody. I didn't like killing people in games where they could not. You didn't have to kill them. So in Splinter Cell, just like in Metal Gear, I just make everybody go to sleep unless I had to kill them. So I would just prank you with the gun, or I'd be like, come up behind you and put you to sleep, put you over in the corner somewhere, and you'd be asleep over there. And I'd take everybody in the whole stage and have them like piled up in a tent. Yeah, I'd be doing extra work.
Hey,
My
they made it
brother was
possible.
watching me play. My brother was watching me play. He was like, "Why do you keep doing all this? Like, you don't even need to do this." And I'm like, "Look, everybody needs to be put out in this tent so I can then walk around and search around for everything." Because I always play it like an RPG game. I'm looking in this crate, looking over here. I wanna find the secrets.
Later,
Yeah, Splinter Cell was a good game. It kind of got personally into his life after a while. It wasn't the mission ops like it was at first. Then Assassin's Creed was all right. I liked Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Um, you ever play Far Cry? Yeah, I tried playing Far Cry, but I never could actually. I'd always get like so far away from the main mission that I'd never end up playing the story part. Yeah. I gotta get out there in the woods and be trying to disarm traps and set traps, or be fighting like some weird tiger thing that I'm not even supposed to be dealing with.
Like
Yeah,
that.
you ever play Ico or Shadow of Colossus?
Shadow.
Yeah, walking. You had to kill those big, giant creatures. I didn't really want to kill them, but they're just kind of roaming around. They ain't seem to be doing nothing bad. But I killed all of them. Yeah, I think they were they made by the same people. Remember they made another game too, the one with that. It's like an owl bird dog type thing, and you and this bird dog got to get out of the temple. What's the name of that movie? I mean, game. It just came out. I think it was on the PlayStation 4, if not the 5. I mean, like in Resident Evil, you get the injection, you change into, or it depends on your own cellular makeup because certain people, when they get the T virus in them, they become different, and then other people they become the. It's all
It's
on
a
your.
nation.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the other game, Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime on GameCube, I think it was. I
Yeah,
used to
that's the
like
one I put.
Metroid. Yeah. Oh, I cut my leg. When did I cut my leg? Look at that. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of games. That was one of my main things. Like, it started when we were young, though. When we got the first Nintendo. Like, then after we got the Nintendo, we got like the Atari, and used to be able to find Atari games really cheap in places. And there was this game called I think Odyssey 2 game system, and it had games like Atari. So many different game systems. So many different games. Yeah, it was an old
Like,
system. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah, the thing about games too at that time too, you look at how the game is just nothing but a bunch of pixels, maybe 3 blocks, but your imagination would fill in the whole rest of that thing for you. It's like the whole world would be like there. And you're like, oh, that's grass right there. You're running through the forest. Like even in Zelda, when you're burning the trees and stuff like that, that old Zelda game on the NES, those creatures attacking you.
so they just
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice. Oh yeah. Whatchamacallit? Temple of no, it's the one on N64. It looks real good, but you know Nintendo got pissed off at them for doing that.
Uh,
They used the
still
Unreal
available.
3. Yeah, they used the Unreal Engine to make it. Yeah.
I found his Patreon.
Yeah. That game was nice looking. Oh, that's what they. That's what they should have taken him and were like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We want you to make this, through our system, but we just need you to go through our system. But we like it. It's looking good, delicious. Yeah. Yeah, they got really upset when people were making those little Mario hacks. Yeah, they didn't want you to play. Yeah, it was a way to play certain what was it online? Go is it was it Mario Kart? It wasn't a Mario Kart. It was one of the other Mario games though. Smash Brothers. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was one of the old Smash Brothers, and they had it so you could play that one online, and it was negating their system. And they were like, "Oh no, 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 no! Nintendo does not allow." Was it? Yeah. Well, Nintendo in that age was doing kind of mistakes. And when they made the Wii 2, the Wii U, yeah, 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 it wasn't even a full Switch. It was like we's almost switching it. Yeah, but you're gonna have to. Yeah. Was it even HD though? It was like I always actually when it first came out, I swore it was just an attachment for the Wii, and that's why I didn't get it. I swore it was just like it's a new controller with a screen on it, but it costs as much as a game system. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I wanted it, but yeah, it was costing too much. And then I realized it was a whole nother system. And then by the time I realized that, they were like, "Yeah, we're stopping all the game development on it." And then they started the Switch. Started hyping the Switch up before it came out. I remember the Switch was going to be a whole bunch of different things. People didn't know what Nintendo was going to do next after the whole Wii thing. Yeah, yeah. The Switch is going to have hover boots. The PS5 is going to be it's going to be contact lenses. You ever see the it's like a commercial a long time ago for the PS9, and it's like spores that you inhale in your nose,
Oh
and
yeah.
it takes you to the game. Yeah,
I was just about.
yeah,
Because they. It was.
Hey, you like PS2?
yes, it was good.
Hey, guess what they did with the PS2 recently? Hackers. You can buy a memory card now that fully unlocks it.
Oh yeah, I saw that YouTube.
That shit crazy, bro. They spent years trying to hack it and they finally did.
Yeah,
I don't know what it does. I think you can put any game on it now.
yeah, it's a modified system now just through that instead of having to do internal modification.
Yeah, just
They
like with
did it.
some of the GameCubes. I have a modded memory
They
card.
did it with the whatchamacallit as well. They finally got back what is it? The Dreamcast.
Oh yeah, they've hacked the Dreamcast. Did you know that you can buy something called a disk drive emulator for the Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Those things are crazy. I'm buying one of those for my GameCube.
Yeah. They have a lot of the what is that other thing too? Where it can kind of is it the one that can take any game that you have and then give you a copy of it as well?
No, you have to have the copy already.
Okay.
Yeah, because what you do is with the disk drive emulator, it just makes it so it converts digital from like an SD card
Yeah.
directly to digital for the
There were
disk reader.
people who were ripping apart GameCubes and turning them into like these modified systems, and they would take out the disk drive and put in this thing where it would swear it's like, oh, well, I guess they'd think it's the disk drive, but it'd be reading it off of like an SD unit.
That's what I'm talking about. I was gonna buy one of those, but they're sold out right now.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that guy?
Out of the game while
There's certain ones where you can take the disc out and put in a fake disc, and then it'll work.
Yeah.
I used to do.
That's cool.
Like, Jared, just don't.
What's his name? Ben Heck.
Can you see these?
Oh, Ben Heck is from a website where they do hacks.
Ben
they sell
Heck.
shit too.
Yeah, he used to do a lot of these game systems and controllers for like people with disabilities and stuff like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, his modifications were real great. Like he would take like a whole like a PlayStation, a brand new PlayStation. He'd break it down into all the stuff he would need, and then he'd just make a handheld out of it.
Now that's sick. I love seeing Nintendo handhelds made from Wii's and GameCubes. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a Nintendo 64 one, but those are usually just GameCubes anyways.
Yeah. Well, he did the GameCube. He did I think it was the Xbox. He did the Atari. I think he did the Nintendo. And the way he did some of them too, that they'd accept cartridge. He was also building an arcade machine, I think, at the time too.
Oh, that's cool. I'd like to turn an N64 into an arcade machine somehow.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Pi makes it easy.
Yeah. You might not have to even go through a Pi now too, though, because they have like these certain types of emulators they come with like it's one of those like the Street Fighter controllers. It's basically an arcade style controller, and if you're gonna build like a case and stuff like that, you could probably set that in there and like use that same like high-end emulator. Yeah. Well, actually, you won't even need the Wii. I think they can play up to yeah. It has a basically it's like a Android box that comes with it. Yeah, and that Android can. I think it was up to was it up to? Because it has Dolphin. It has the Dolphin emulator, so it was up to I think maybe GameCube.
Yeah, Dolphin plays GameCube and Wii games.
Yeah.
I used Dolphin for a lot of shit back in the day.
Yeah. But they probably even using other ones too, because RetroArch. I was using RetroArch on one of my phones for a while.
RetroArch has Dolphin integration.
Yeah. Well, RetroArch will find a lot of these ones that you use. I like RetroArch for that.
Now, if you all want to play 16-bit or 8-bit games, look up the MISTER, the Mister. It's called an FPGA, Mr. FPGA. It is the best thing ever for playing games at the best quality.
Yeah. The one I had on the PSP used to be all right.
I used that.
Yeah, modified the PSPs. I used to do that for people.
Oh, PSPs were the easiest fucking thing to mod. Those were awesome.
Yeah, all you had to do was get the battery. You had the battery, and then you just chip it, magic chip it.
Mm-hmm.
I might
So,
live.
oh, all right. True that.